Hey guys, how's it going? So today's video is about the viral video, "What Are We Doing to White People?" by a YouTuber called Charlie Chown. Sorry if I mispronounced the name, but I'm gonna link his video on the just below. So what I'm gonna go ahead and talk. I want to talk about my experience with racism. I get confused for a white person. My parents are from Mexico. Here in Arizona, there's a large Native American population, and I'm not particularly slandering that group or anybody else, but my experience has been, where ever since I was a kid, I've been receiving racial comments, ever since I was a kid, man, even up in my days and as a customer, as a cashier, as a customer service rep, I've been receiving a lot of horrible comments, but I'm not here to make a victim of myself. I just want to go ahead and just state that was my experience, and I can understand where this is just awful. This is just plain awful. No different from what's going on today from what happened in 1930s Germany. No different. Just because it's someone of a group not like not liking white people. These boneheads think that that's not racism, and it is. It's just as bad as white on black, white on Jewish, and you name it, whatever it is, that kind of racism. It's just as bad. You're demonizing another group of people. Enough said. But anyway, that's what I want to go ahead and just mention, that a lot of the things that are, one of the main points that these boneheads, just come up is about how white people have been the oppressor. But you could say that for any group. I mean, you could also say that for Native Americans here in the Americas, how they conquered and oppressed other Native American tribes. We're going to be going all day about how how this tribe went after that other tribe, and instead of doing that, I mean, and I've talked to different Native American people, and they talked to me. They've told me about how some of this racism has been inherited from generation to generation. But I mean, I've never experienced hatred from, you know, Latinos. I've never experienced hatred from African Americans or Asians. I've never experienced that kind of hatred. Just from Native Americans. Is the only one that I've gotten harsh comments from. But that doesn't mean that Native American people are bad. They're excellent people. A lot of people, being Mexican, we naturally have that Native American, that indigenous background, that descendancy. So, in essence, I have indigenous roots as well. So one of the things I want to go ahead and just mention is that it's just uncalled for, and it's terrible. I can't believe that this is happening. And you have to think, it's foolish, and it's horrible, and it's evil. It's wrong. I don't care what you say. Just because one group oppressed the other doesn't, just because, one of the things I want to go ahead and just mention is that there's also other things, other logic saying, well, just because I was oppressed, I have the right to be bad toward the other group that was the quote unquote oppressors. Keep in mind, this was years ago. And what's baffled me is that here in the United States, slavery is always mentioned. And don't get me wrong, as bad as slavery was in the 19th century here in the United States, which was horrible, I'm surprised that Jim Crow isn't being brought up as much. Jim Crow, keep in mind, was only 60, 70 years ago. That is a lot more relevant than slavery, and I'm just shocked why it's not being brought up. But, I could be going on here on a rant, but ultimately my message here is to treat everyone with kindness or respect, regardless of what they are, regardless of color, sexual orientation, culture, language, you name it. But guys, I want to go ahead and keep it there. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.